In the year 2000, Netflix was not a tech giant. It wasn't innovative, it wasn't respected, and it definitely wasn't profitable. In fact, Netflix was close to dying. They had no stores. They were mailing DVDs through the post, and almost nobody believed the idea would work. People thought, who would wait days for a movie? Why not just go to Blockbuster? At the same time, one company controlled home entertainment completely, Blockbuster. 9,000 stores across the world, millions of customers every week, and a business model so powerful it looked unbreakable. From bustling cities to quiet suburbs, Blockbuster was everywhere. It wasn't just a business, it was a cultural icon. And yet, within 10 years, Blockbuster would be gone. Not because of streaming, not because of the internet, but because of one decision. That cost just $1. To understand how shocking this collapse was, you need to understand Blockbuster's power. Friday nights in the 1990s looked the same everywhere. Families drove to Blockbuster. Shelves lined with movies, bright lights, long queues, the smell of popcorn in the air, the chatter of kids, the excitement of picking a weekend movie. Blockbuster wasn't just a store, it was a ritual, a weekly event for millions, a shared cultural experience. And the real genius of Blockbuster wasn't movie rentals, it was late fees. If you returned a movie late, you paid extra, sometimes more than the rental itself. Sometimes it felt like a punishment for forgetting a date, for being human. Customers hated it. They griped to friends, complained at the counter, avoided certain rentals. But late fees generated hundreds of millions of dollars every year. They were predictable, reliable, and deeply embedded in the company's finances. Executives could count on them like clockwork. Late fees made up around 16% of Blockbuster's revenue. That money paid for stores, staff, expansion, marketing, all the things that made Blockbuster look untouchable. Blockbuster wasn't serving customers, it was training them to accept pain, to tolerate frustration, to accept fines as part of the experience. Netflix entered this world with none of those advantages. No stores, no foot traffic, no brand recognition. They were invisible to most of the public. Their idea was simple. Mail DVDs directly to customers' homes. No driving, no queues. No fluorescent lights or noisy kids running down the aisles. No guilt about forgetting a return date. But there was a problem. People had to wait days for a movie. A delay that felt like an eternity in an age of instant gratification. And Netflix was losing money, badly. Every month, the red numbers piled higher. Every shipment of DVDs cost money. Every return package chipped away at the bottom line. At one point, the company was so desperate that founder Reed Hastings made a bold move. He flew to Blockbuster's headquarters and made an offer. Netflix would sell itself for $50 million. To Blockbuster executives, this was laughable. $50 million was nothing to them. They didn't see a threat, they saw a distraction. They laughed. They joked about it in boardrooms. They dismissed it in emails. Netflix walked away, still bleeding cash. But Netflix had noticed something Blockbuster ignored. Customers weren't angry about driving to stores, they were angry about late fees. Late fees caused anxiety, guilt, stress. People whispered about them to friends, complained online, dreaded the moment they'd see the rental clock ticking. People rushed movies. They avoided renting again. Some even pirated movies to escape the fine. Netflix realized something crucial. If you remove pain from an experience, people use it more. People return. People trust. People tell their friends. So Netflix did something radical. They removed late fees entirely. Not reduced, not capped. Gone. Vanished. Like it had never existed. Then they added something else, a subscription model. For just $1 extra, customers could keep DVDs longer, rent more freely, stop worrying about penalties that didn't maximize profit. It maximized comfort. A small investment in loyalty, a bet on human behavior over spreadsheets. This was not an obvious win. Removing late fees meant losing money immediately. Revenue dipped. Quarterly earnings looked worse. Subscriptions meant predictable income later, maybe. Maybe customers would rent more, maybe they wouldn't. Netflix was betting on behavior, not revenue. They believed that if customers felt relaxed, they would rent more, stay longer, and trust the brand. It was a slow bet, a risky bet, but it worked. Customers didn't rush. They didn't feel punished. They didn't feel stressed. They experienced enjoyment again. Movie night returned to being something people looked forward to. Renting movies became enjoyable again. It became convenient, fun. A little moment of happiness delivers right to your mailbox. Blockbuster noticed. They saw Netflix growing, but they were trapped. Late fees made up too much of their business. Removing them would destroy quarterly earnings. Shareholders wouldn't allow it. Store managers depended on it. Blockbuster wasn't choosing between good and bad. They were choosing between now and later. Netflix chose later. Blockbuster chose now. And now always feels safer until it isn't. Until you realize your core advantage is actually a liability. When streaming arrived, Netflix was ready. Customers were already trained to pay monthly. Subscriptions felt normal. Trust was established. The convenience was built into their lives. They didn't have to learn a new habit. Netflix had created it for them years earlier. Blockbuster tried to pivot, but it was too late. Their greatest strength, stores and lay fees, had become their weakness. Netflix didn't win because of technology. They won because they removed pain early. They won because they understood human behavior, because they saw what people truly hated, and then removed it entirely. Here's the real lesson. Big companies don't usually fail from competition. They fail from protecting the wrong thing. Blockbuster protected revenue. Netflix protected customers. Netflix sacrificed money today for loyalty tomorrow, and it only cost them $1. If you want more stories like this, the small decisions that quietly shape massive outcomes, subscribe to the Business Files TV, because the details everyone ignores are usually the ones that matter.